In this video, we'll be taking a look at Sadiq Khan's war on motorists. So the first thing I want to talk about is the ULEZ, the Ultra Low Emission Zone. It's an area within London where a tax is charged for driving the so-called most polluting vehicles. Plans were laid out under Boris Johnson and introduced by Sadiq Khan in April 2019 in central London, covering the same area as the Congestion Charge. It caused the number of the so-called most polluting vehicles to drop from 35,600 to 23,000. From late October 2021, Sadiq Khan then expanded the zone to cover much of the wider inner London area within the North and South Circular. In the following month of the expansion, the number of non-compliant vehicles fell from 127,000 to 80,000 on weekdays. The zone will further be expanded in August 2023 to cover the whole of Greater London. The ULEZ tax is focused on cars, motorbikes, vans, minibuses and other specialist vehicles and operates 24 hours a day, every day, barring Christmas Day. At a rate of £12.50 per day, this works out a staggering £4,550 a year. This is on top of the already existing congestion charge zone. During the lockdown, Sadiq Khan made some changes to the congestion charge zone by extending the time it's enforceable from until 10 p.m. at night and also extending the days from a 5-day week, Monday to Friday, and bringing in Saturday and Sunday. He also increased the tax fee from £11.50 a day to £15 a day. That being said though, the congestion charge income has been steadily falling from around 258 million from 2014 to 2016 to 230 million in 2018 and 19. However, in the first year that ULEZ was introduced, income leapt to more than 400 million, an increase of 74%. As data published by the Ministry of Housing Committees and Local Government shows, a year earlier it was just 160 million. But the congestion charge wasn't the only thing that Sadiq Khan made changes to during the lockdown. He also changed our streets and introduced LTNs, low traffic neighbourhood schemes, which basically means you could no longer drive down the bloody side streets. As you can imagine, this very stupid idea had serious consequences. Emergency services could no longer drive down these side streets either. It also had a knock-on effect to black taxi drivers that would drop off their passengers, be it disabled, elderly or vulnerable, to their front door. They now had to drop them off at the end of the road. Well, the black taxi drivers had had enough of this madness, so they came together to fight a common enemy and they took Sadiq Khan to court. And they won. The judge ruled that Sadiq Khan had taken advantage of the pandemic by introducing the LTNs and that they were unlawful. However, this victory was short-lived as Sadiq Khan went to a court of appeal, managed to get himself a watermelon judge and get the decision overturned. Now the LTNs are back in action, the flyer pots have been moved to the side so the emergency services can now get through. However, they've now got ANPR cameras at the ready to catch unsuspecting drivers and smack them with a £130 fine. They are literally making millions from this racket. But it doesn't just end there, oh no. See, if you're dropping your kids off at school or picking them up, make sure you turn the engine off because if you get caught idling, you'll get slapped with another fine. I mean, that is, of course, if you get there on time. It seems in London now, we can only drive at 20 miles an hour. You could get out and walk faster. But as more and more drivers now avoid these no-car zones, and as more drivers are being forced to drive down certain main roads because they can't drive down the side streets, this now creates more traffic, more pollution, thus giving Sadiq Khan more ammunition to extend the ULEZ. It's nothing more than a continuous feedback loop. Like myself, you might be asking yourself and thinking, where the hell is all this money going? What is Sadiq Khan doing with all these hundreds of millions of pounds? Is he reopening up all the police stations he closed down? Is he opening up community centres? Is he going to tackle knife crime with some of this money? The answer is no. According to the TfL website, this money is then reinvested to fund their project, creating more LTNs and more cycle lanes. You're literally being robbed to fund their scheme. And as you can imagine, the very people that are affected by this are the working class, the very same people that Sadiq Khan claims to champion. Many builders have had to sell their vans, many single mums have had to sell their cars that they use to drive their kids to school, to do the shopping trips, to take the kids to the doctors. They now have to struggle on the bus because they cannot afford to drive in London anymore. Now, after watching this, you're probably wondering how this little watermelon gets to work. I mean, perhaps he rides around on one of those pathetic little e-scooters, or maybe he uses it underground like he's forcing other people to do, or perhaps he just rides to work like he's forcing others to do. Well, that's not quite true either. See, he only does that for photo opportunities. In fact, Sadiq Khan is driven to work in a luxury £300,000 5-litre armoured Range Rover. I know, right? Unbelievable. I know exactly what you're thinking, and I can't use those words on this video because I'll get banned and the video will get removed. So if, like me, you've had enough of this hypocritical watermelon and his war on motorists, then join me and my campaign in fighting back. Just jump on Telegram and search for Axe the ULEZ tax, or use the QR code provided in the image shown. Well, thanks a lot for watching, guys. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the like button, comment and share. Thanks for your support.